How to have empathy with someone who annoys you. When someone you work with annoys you, it is tempting to avoid that person as much as possible, right? Well, that's not always feasible, and it often makes the situation even worse. Hey, you're better off cultivating some empathy. How can you do that with a colleague who you work with who rubs you the wrong way? How can you foster curiosity instead of animosity? Here's what some of the experts say. Quote, "We've all encountered someone in the workplace who irritates us," says Annie McBee, the author of How to Be Happy at Work and a senior fellow at the University of Pennsylvania. It may have to do with maybe this person's communication style, or maybe he or she engages in behaviors that you find rude. He's always late to meetings, someone says. But at a time when work is more team-orientated and projects often require an intense amount of collaboration, you have to find a way to connect and build a bridge, even with the most irritating, annoying people. Cultivating compassion for these kinds of colleagues, however, trying that they may be, is a good place to start, according to Rich Fernandez, the CEO of Search Inside Yourself Leadership Institute. Using empathy, you can maintain a balance and a well-calibrated approach to working with difficult people, Rich says. Here are a couple pointers. First of all, reflect. What do I mean by that? Well, for starters, keep in mind that your colleague isn't getting under your skin on purpose. It's more likely that they're reacting to things going on in their own lives. Fernandez says, you need to depersonalize the situation and look inward. When someone is driving you crazy, it helps to ask yourself, what's causing me to react this way? Your frustration may not be about that person at all. What? It might be about you. Perhaps your colleagues remind you of someone else that you don't like. Having that self-awareness and a deep understanding of your own psychological makeup will strengthen your capacity for empathy. After all, cultivating compassion, both self-compassion and compassion for others, is and should be our primary objective as leaders. Another thought to have is to stay calm. When your colleague shows up late, interrupts you, or is just being all around obnoxious, you may feel a psychological reaction. Hey, recognize these clues that you're getting triggered. Maybe your breath is beginning to quicken. Maybe your palms are starting to sweat. Maybe your temperature is rising, your blood pressure is shooting up. Giving in to these symptoms will risk having your amygdala hijacked. That part of your brain that you lose access to, which is the rational part, the thinking part, the part that allows you to be able to think normally. If you get your amygdala hijacked, you're done. So take a few deep breaths, okay? Regulate your stress hormones. You're likely to not get your amygdala hijacked. Keeping your demeanor calm will often put you into a better frame of mind, to then be able to muster up some empathy for your colleague. You're not caving in and you're not shutting down by taking these approaches. You're actually staying cool and collective and maintaining your awareness of the situation. It's really important. And I ain't good at it, but I'm working on it. Next thing to consider, be kind. The fact is, it's easier for you to be empathetic towards people that you like because you typically will give them the benefit of the doubt. When you're dealing with someone you dislike, you often assume the worst. And that mindset will show up in your body language, in your overall behavior. So try to short circuit that reaction And do or say something that maybe is surprising and nice. Maybe compliment the person on an idea that they raised in a meeting. Offer to help them out with a project. So in closing, here's a few principles to remember, okay? Do make a concerted effort to understand your colleagues' perspective and feelings. Do engage in acts of kindness and compassion towards your annoying colleague. Do learn to recognize clues that you're having a negative emotional reaction towards your colleague so that you can prevent your amygdala from getting hijacked and you'll say and do things that you regret later. Take a few deep breaths, stay calm. Here we go on the don'ts. Don't take your colleague's behavior personally and lash out. Instead, look inward and ask yourself, what's causing me to react this way today? Don't focus on the differences between you and your colleague. Rather, concentrate on the similarities and the things that you guys share in common. You have way more than you can think of. Don't shy away from having a conversation with your colleague about how you can best work together. That's what I've got to give to you this week. Hopefully it will help you. Have a great week this week and make awesome choices. Bye-bye.